Hey guys, what is up? Doing a brand new video here. This one is going to be a review for Guardians of the Galaxy. So I saw this a week ago. I saw this 7 days ago, and I saw opening night on Thursday, and I I I haven't done a movie review for it. I've got like 3 movie reviews lined up, and I just can't be bothered to review them. I don't know why. I'm not really fussed about movie reviews at the moment. I've just been like, I don't really give a shit about reviewing movies at the moment. I don't know why. I just really haven't had the effort to really do this. I don't know why, because it takes like a couple minutes. But anyway, I'm here to do Guardians of the Galaxy. I decided to do one now, or I decided to do one after all this time, because I'm like, it's going to get me a couple more views. So, it seems like everybody's loving this movie. It's a really hyped up movie. It's something that, I was, I wanted to see. It wasn't a movie that I was crazy to see, but it was something that I wanted to go, hey, it may be enjoyable. Everyone's enjoying it, so why wouldn't I enjoy it? So I got into the theatre and I started watching it. The theatre wasn't really that packed. There's probably about 10 or 15 people in there. It's a small little theatre, so I didn't expect much. Usually the bigger theatres would have been crowded. But I went to the small little one that's around the corner from me. It's 2 or 3 minutes away. Usually I go to the one that's about half hour away. But I decided to go to the local one, which is cheaper. The reason why I go to the far away one is because it's comfier and bigger screens and bigger atmosphere and stuff. But I decided to go there, and lucky I did, because I don't think I really would have appreciated paying $5 or $6 more than I had to per ticket. So the tickets are usually 17 at the bigger theatre I go to. Tickets are about 10 here. So anyway, I got in there. Half an hour in, I was enjoying it. It was okay. It wasn't anything, mind blowing. It got to the halfway point. It dragged out a little at that point. 3/4 of the way through, I really started to get bored, and by the end, it did pick up towards the end, but I felt like it dragged out more than it did picking up. It wasn't like a normal Marvel film like Avengers or Thor or Captain America, where it builds up and up and up and it gets better and better. This was sort of like, it started off good, went downhill a little, and then right at the end it came back up. You know, from all the raving people have been doing, it's not what I expected. I expected it to be amazing, like people were talking about, and it wasn't. I don't think it's as good as people are saying, and I'm gonna get a lot of hatred for this. I didn't really enjoy it. It wasn't. It's not a movie I'm gonna go out and buy straight away unless they have a collector's edition, like the Amazing Spider-Man does with its Electro Head or a Steelbook. Unless they have a collector's edition which is limited, I'm not rushing out to go buy this on Blu-ray. It's something that I am waiting, or I'll wait for till it comes down to about $15, $20, or maybe buy an extra rental for $10 on Blu-ray. I know the picture quality is going to be amazing, but it's not something I am rushing out to see again. But yeah, as I said, I'm glad I only paid $10. It's not bad. I'm not saying it's bad or anything. I'm just saying it's not as good as I thought it was going to be. And I was just disappointed with all the hype it's gotten. It just wasn't as good as people were saying. So I was a little disappointed with it. And I didn't really like the genres they mixed. I know it was supposed to be a humorous sci-fi movie. I just didn't like the humor. Marvel doesn't do humor. It does sci-fi action films. You go from like the last film they did, which was Captain America 2, to this. You don't do that. It was stupid. I think I would have liked this more if Marvel didn't produce it. And I can honestly say that having Marvel's label on there, having that on there, it really is now lowering my expectations for Marvel films now. I've loved every Marvel film that's come out so far that I've seen. Behind my laptop, because I'm filming this off my laptop. Behind my laptop is all the collector's popcorn tins and drink cups that I get from the movie theatre, which I actually never show, so I might do a video of that. But I always buy their limited edition cups. I know that the bigger theatre I go to had a collector's edition cup, and I know I would have bought it if I went there. I'm not buying a limited edition cup and popcorn. Usually if I see a film somewhere else, I usually go to the theatre just to buy the cup and drink. I'm not going there to buy the cup of drink for this movie. I honestly won't. But yeah, it's just the comedy didn't work in there for me. I think I had a little giggle at like one point, and throughout the film, everyone else was laughing at all the jokes that supposedly that were in there, and I just didn't find it funny. I know it's 80s humor. I can see where the jokes are coming from. I see that they're jokes. I just didn't really like the jokes that they put in there. The visual effects were great. I'm not picking on the visual effects at all. I loved the visual effects. They were actually pretty amazing. The soundtrack. I have a really big problem with the soundtrack. Really, really big problem. I liked the style of, having it from the 80s, or the music from the 80s, because he had the headphones at the start. But they could have chosen way better songs from the 80s. By God, they could have chosen better songs. Michael Jackson at the end. I like Michael Jackson, but really, Michael Jackson, it's a Marvel film. You don't put Michael Jackson in a Marvel film. It just doesn't work. And I had a debate with my friend, and he goes, "Oh well, the main character didn't get to choose what his mum put on the, thing for cassette tape." I'm like, you idiot. But it just didn't work. The songs they chose didn't work with what was happening. They were just having, I think they just chucked in a whole bunch of random 80s songs. Well, like, yeah, that's good enough. We're having songs from the 80s. Let's just chuck them in there and be done with it. I just didn't think the song suited. I liked the idea of having the 80s music in there. I think they could have chosen way better songs. If they did, I probably would enjoy this film a lot more. I think that is the biggest problem with me from this film, is the soundtrack. I liked the sort of epic sort of music in some points at some stages. They had not the Inception music, but that sort of music, like the sci-fi epic music at some points, which was good. I liked that when that was happening. My favourite scene from this movie would probably be the. I don't want to spoil anything here, but there was a scene in it. When you see the movie. I'm sure you all have. With the amount it's making, within the first week, it made like $150 million. So, but one of my favorite scenes is the prison breakout. It happens within the first hour, I think, first 45 minutes to an hour. It happens, and I really like that scene. I'm not going to spoil anything that happens in it, but I really did enjoy that scene. It was probably the most enjoyable scene for me. The main character, I think his name's Chris Pratt in real life, or Chris Platt, or something or rather. I didn't like him in this. I really didn't. The opening for the film was him having his head. No. Yeah. The opening was a hospital scene, which I thought was really well acted. The young boy who was in that scene acted really well. I did like that scene. It was really, really intense. I think I did shed a tear at one point in the hospital scene. Having lost a family member myself recently, I did kind of shed a tear. But then it opened with an older Chris Pratt, and he had his headphones, and he was kicking dinosaurs and throwing them, and I didn't understand the scene. I was like, it's a pointless. Why are there dinosaurs in there? I don't know. But some of the bits were like, that's useless, that's pointless, why is that in there? I don't understand. Yada yada yada. All that is just like, oh, you're doing my head in. But yeah, it's something that I probably won't watch again for quite a while, and I know this is going to get a lot of thumbs down, but really, this is my opinion. I just didn't enjoy it as much as people were raving on about it. It was an enjoyable film overall, but it's not one that I loved. It's not my favorite Marvel film. It's probably my least favorite at the moment. My favorite Marvel film is probably like Iron Man, or probably the second Captain America. Those two are amazing, and as I said, going from really serious films like Iron Man, Captain America, to this, how does this even? How do you go from that platform? You got Phase 1, Phase 2, and then you got like Guardians of the Galaxy phase. It doesn't fit in with what they're doing. They sort of ruined their phases with this. Yeah, they ruined what they had going for them. Well, they didn't ruin it, but I'm saying it doesn't fit with all the other films they've done. And there's a sequel coming to this, for this movie. I don't know if I would be checking out. I can't guarantee that I probably will see it, but depending on how it looks, I may see it. I must say the cast was pretty good. You know, Vin Diesel, Michael Rooker. Oh, he was amazing in this. I must say he was probably the highlight of this film. Michael Rooker. If you don't know who he is, he's Mel from Walking Dead, blue guy with the mohawk. He stole this movie for me. He was amazing. He was probably the best bit of this movie. But yeah, it's my movie review. I know I'm going to get a lot of hatred, but you know, if you can look past that, you know, it wasn't, you know, a great movie for me, but was enjoyable. You know, give me a thumbs up. Drop me down a comment. I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, what? He didn't like it? I know, it's just not my cup of tea. You know, it's not something that, you know, it's not a rewatchable movie for me a lot. You know, but it's something that was good. Out of 10 stars, I know I don't usually do stars or numbers, I usually do out of, you know, DVD, Blu-ray, you know, go see in theaters and stuff like that, but I'm going to do it out of 10 stars this time. Out of 10 stars, I'll probably get it 6.5. 6.5 out of 10 stars, you know, that's not too bad. It's definitely not the worst movie of the year. It's probably one of the better movies of the year, but it just wasn't a good Marvel film. I think that's what a lot of you guys are thinking, you know. You're probably thinking I'm saying it's a bad film, and it's not a bad film. It's just not a good Marvel film. It's not a Marvel film that I enjoyed. If it wasn't a Marvel film and it was just a movie that, you know, Universal or whatever's just chucked at us, I would have been like, hey, this is, you know, amazing for Universal or, you know, Paramount or something. But it's because it's Marvel. I didn't like the aspect that it was produced by Marvel. I think that's the main issue I have with this, is that in the soundtrack. But you know, it's a good film. It's not the worst film. It's not a bad film. It's not a great film. It's a good film. It's gonna fit in probably my top 20, no, probably top 30 of the year. It won't be in my top 10, but it will be in my top 30. I might even do a top 30 best movies of the year instead of top 10 or top 15. But yeah, give this video a thumbs up. Let me know what you thought of the film, even though I've watched tons of reviews. Drop me down a comment, let me know what you thought. If anyone agrees with me out there that this is, you know, not the best Marvel movie, let me know, because at the moment, I am like standing alone. I'm a Lone Ranger at the moment. I did post on Facebook that I didn't really enjoy the film as much as I thought I was going to, and that, you know, Marvel didn't really suit the production of it, and everyone's like, oh my god, what do you mean? Everyone like freaked out, and everyone's like, you're the first person I've heard who said this, so if you agree with me, please drop me down a comment. Let me know that I'm not alone, that this isn't a good Marvel film, that it's a good film. I'm not going to talk anymore. It's going for like 14 minutes, 14 minutes. But anyway, guys, though, thank you so much for watching this movie review. I've got 2 more movie reviews coming up. I have one for the Expendables 3, sorry, and also another one for 22 Jump Street, which I saw like God knows how long ago, so I'm probably not even going to worry about 22 Jump Street. But who knows, I'm probably just going to smash them both out today, so you're probably going to see this again if you watch my next one. But anyway, guys, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, drop me a comment, and I'll see you guys next time.